In exciting news for FX's upcoming Alien series, we now have official confirmation of the show's title, as well as an update in regards to the progress of the show's development. In separate interviews, FX network boss John Landgraf and showrunner Noah Hawley both confirmed the show's title, Alien Earth. In regards to Variety's interview with Landgraf, the interviewer mentioned that Noah Hawley is of course busy at work on the Alien series and questioned about the timetable for another installment of Fargo. In response, Landgraf said, quote, "Noah is deep in work on season 1 of Alien Earth right now. We're in post-production and we are talking to him and watching cuts every week. We're pretty bullish on Alien Earth. And we've told him that assuming, as we hope, Alien Earth is a returning television series, we want him to focus on at least writing 2 seasons of it before returning to a possible 6th season of Fargo." In his interview with Variety, Hawley was asked where he was at in regards to the production of the Alien series, with Hawley saying, quote, "We just wrapped production, and so now I'm into the long post that gets into visual effects. It's a very big show. It's nice to have some time with it. The first year of anything, you want to feel like you're not up against the wall in terms of time. I've seen 4 of the 8 hours of director's cuts and engaged in the process of figuring out cinematically what it wants to be. It's one of my favorite parts of making a show." I do appreciate the showrunner's approach in taking some time with the post-production and not feeling rushed. And as Hawley also pointed out, that this is the first year, the first season of this show, and it sounds like he really wants to make sure that he's starting the show off on the right foot. The series itself has been in production for quite a while. It was first announced all the way back in 2020, and there's only been a few breadcrumbs of information that have been revealed since then. And of course, with the recent writers and actors strike, that definitely put things on hold significantly, but it looks like everything's well on track, and hopefully we'll be able to get another update soon. I think fans can probably reasonably expect the show to come out in 2025. In regards to the official title for the show, this of course speaks to the show's setting, which will take place on Earth. It was revealed a while ago that this particular series will be a prequel set at the end of the 21st century. This would put it around a few years before the Prometheus entry and 30 years before Ridley Scott's original Alien film. And in a franchise first, with the show being set on Earth, fans likely have concerns about whether or not the spirit of this franchise can be maintained. After all, the franchise is famous for its original tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream." It has also been recently revealed that the show will deal with the emergence or the origins of the infamous Weyland-Yutani Corporation and the race between corporations to create new android life. When it comes to prequels, personally I feel like there's always the concern to over-explain things, and often at the sake of the mystery inherent in such IPs. This has happened before with this franchise in particular, and it's something that Noah Hawley has addressed. Even though Ridley Scott is an executive producer on the show, he did note that the lore that was introduced in the previous prequel films, Prometheus and Alien Covenant, weren't really of any use to him when he was developing his show, which introduces the bioengineered origins of the xenomorphs. But also he commented on the look of the technology that was shown in those films, that it was too clean, it didn't align with the technology that we saw in the original Alien films. So his show is going to deviate in that regard from the most recent prequel film installments to allowing the more mysterious elements of the xenomorphs to shine, as well as being faithful to that original retrofuturistic look in terms of the aesthetic for his series. In regards to why Noah Hawley chose to set the show on Earth, in a past interview with Vanity Fair, he said, quote, "The alien stories are always trapped in a prison, trapped in a spaceship. I thought it would be interesting to open it up a little bit so that the stakes of what happens if you can't contain it are more immediate." I do think that there is potential here with the setting and with what Noah Hawley intends to do that hopefully will hold to those original elements that made the first film so successful and beloved, but also expanding it in a meaningful way. At this point, the Alien franchise as a whole has introduced some controversial entries, including lore and aesthetic, to where some people feel that the Prometheus and Alien Covenant films don't really fit within this franchise. Seeing Noah Hawley's concerns about that and stating his intent to hold to what made the original films so beloved does give me some hope in regards to this particular entry set on Earth. Some prequel entries of beloved IPs have certainly been done well. At the top of my head, House of the Dragon and Better Call Saul have been considered great additions to those franchises. So prequels done well can certainly enrich and introduce new elements and new storylines in a meaningful way that doesn't diminish what was established before. So I do wonder, in terms of presenting this origin for the Weyland-Yutani Corporation and in the development of androids, which have been a huge factor in this franchise as well, my hope is that this is done in a way that doesn't over-explain every detail of why things are the way they are in the original Alien films, but rather having its own unique and compelling story to tell in regards to these elements. Noah Hawley has commented several times in the past about his approach, and one of the quotes that stood out to me in his interview with Vanity Fair was when he said, "The thing with Alien is that it's not just a great monster movie, it's the story of humanity trapped between its primordial, parasitic past and its AI future, and they're both trying to kill us, so there's nowhere to go. It's really a story of, does humanity deserve to survive? Does humanity's arrogance in thinking that we're no longer food and its arrogance in creating these AI beings who we think will do what we tell them but ultimately might lose their mind, is there a way out?" There's a moment in the second film, Aliens, where Sigourney Weaver says, "I don't know which species is worse. You don't see them screwing each other over for a percentage." I think there's something really intriguing about exploring humanity and all its goods and evils, and then trying to recreate for an audience those feelings you had in watching those first two films. I really do appreciate his grasp of the themes of this universe and his intent to focus on elements that fans have loved about this franchise, what has made it so iconic. I am really curious to see this particular prequel series set on Earth, not just for the setting and its plot, but also for this new format of a longer form version of storytelling with this television medium. Understandably, fans are concerned with whether or not this will be a worthy entry to this beloved franchise. Considering Noah Hawley's comments and his approach, I do feel some hope, and I'm really interested to see how this will still fit within the lore established in the previous films. But I'm curious to know what you think about Alien Earth. Are you excited or concerned about Noah Hawley's approach and setting for this new Alien show? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. And if you're looking for other ways to show your appreciation, you can check out my Patreon page, where members get access to exclusive content and perks. Thank you all so much for your support. And as always, have a very nerdy day.